today is the first day of that challenge. And we wanted to really think about how we can take time to reflect and self-assess. So before we dive into execution mode and thinking about, everything we're going to do, it's wise to take that time to step back. And so we invited you, and we wanted to partner with you in particular, one, because you're just this amazing life coach and business coach, and you really do a wonderful job of helping people to think through a lot of that and pull out some of those great nuggets. But also just, we're going through it as well. And so as we think through things, we thought we would bring you in. And so anybody, folks that are listening, and we'll be monitoring the chat, and also over Zoom, bringing in your questions as well. And just helping us, I know we've talked through a couple of things, but just really helping us to navigate this time.
Beautiful. Well, thank you so much. Thank you for having me. Thank you for inviting me on, Patty, Flores, and Iris. Thank you. It's such a pleasure to be here with you guys and share this important time. I wanted to start by acknowledging you guys for doing this. This is really great thinking outside the box kind of work, right? Which I think is what, as entrepreneurs, we need to be constantly doing, is stepping out of our comfort zone and looking for solutions, right? Because the world doesn't look the same way necessarily that it did a couple of weeks ago or a month ago. It's a very different world, especially for people who had events planned, people who are event planners, or people who are in this kind of industry where a lot of what you do is live, right? It's in person, and that's what the experience that you love to share with people. I mean, one thing is to, be worried about the income coming in and having it be your business. But I think also whenever I've met a wedding planner, event planner, anybody that's in kind of the entertainment industry that does this kind of work, you guys love it. It feeds your spirit. Like, you like coming up with the details and planning out a whole event for someone, the creativity part of it, right? So what do you do with that energy now? Where do you put that energy, and how do you still fill your cup? How do you still feed that part of you that needs to be creative, right? And needs to kind of think outside the box. Yeah. And it's so beautiful that you're starting with this idea of self-assessment, of looking at yourself and kind of taking some time to reflect and I like to call it debriefing with myself. Going through, okay, well, this is a new reality of my life. So where can I go? What can I do, right? And I'm also an entrepreneur. I'm a strategic life and business coach. I've been on my own for many years. I've been a coach for 15 years. And this has also rocked the coaching industry, right? For a lot of us. Yeah. And we're getting a lot of calls from people that are coaches that are, explaining to us that it's entrepreneurs, that businesses are needing to rethink how we do business. And a lot of people that were offline are now coming online, right? Here's the beauty about us though, ladies, is that as entrepreneurs, as event planners, as people who own our own business, we have been resilient in the past. There have been other mountains we have climbed. Some would say there have been bigger mountains that we have climbed than this mountain. In fact, if you look back to when you first started your business, that was probably a big mountain you had to climb to get the business just off the ground, right? Just to even get the business off the ground. Yeah. I would love to hear from some of you, and maybe we can ask this on the Facebook, Iris, or we can get some responses there. I would love to hear, what are some of the mountains that you have climbed? And by mountains, I mean, when was a time in your life where you weren't sure how you were going to get through the other side? You were not 100% sure that things were all going to work out. So there was uncertainty, there was doubt, there was fear. And we all have experiences like that in our life. All of us. If any of you are married, marriage is a big step into the unknown. Even if you're 100% clear that you're marrying the love of your life and you both really work hard on the marriage, and there's just a lot of unknowns. There's no guarantee that your partner's going to stay with you, that, that somebody's not going to get sick. There's no guarantee. and yet we go forward anyways, right? If any
Right.
of you are parents, or if you've ever been pregnant, or, you know, I have twins, that was a big mountain to climb.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a big, like, woo. I wasn't sure how that was going to work out. You know, we don't know for sure. The only thing we can count on is our ability to be able to make it through, to be able to climb that mountain. And how do we know that? Because we've done it before. Because we've done it before. So there are muscles in our body, in our spirit, in our soul that have already strengthened from climbing these other mountains. Yeah. So what are some of the mountains that you guys have climbed? I would love to hear from you guys or from anybody who, like Jenny, I know you're Jenny Goodman, you're on the Zoom. I would love to hear from you. What is a mountain you have climbed, or something that you've come through on the other side? A point where there was doubt, there was fear, you weren't sure you were going to get through it, and then you did. You did get through it. What's an example of that? I would love to hear from some of you. And if not from you, Patty, absolutely.
Yeah, I mean, what came to mind right away was, so this is actually, I'm married, but this is my second marriage. And when I got married like right after college, you know, surprise, surprise that didn't work, right? But I had already started a family. My family and his family were super connected and close. It was kind of like all I knew when it came to like a relationship like that, and it didn't work out. You know, he was unfaithful, and you know, I kind of knew going, you know, I just had this feeling that there was something bigger in life, and I didn't want to stay and just work it out if I had this kind of feeling or this calling to say, like, you know, I did give it a try. I did a lot for this relationship, but it's just not the right. I know that there's more. So it was a huge leap for me to leave that relationship, and you know, I had two young boys, and I had to start completely all over. I had to move towns, new job, new everything. And like, I'm so glad that I did, because if I didn't, then I wouldn't have, of course, the relationship that I have now. Everything in life just, you know, came into place. But if I look back, like, gosh, how brave was I, you know, in my like mid 20s to just up and leave and not, you know, just, you know, crumble with all the challenges that come with, you know, having a whole family that's dependent on you and you not knowing how you're going to make it, you know.
100%, Patty. That's beautiful. Yes. That's a huge mountain to climb. So if I got this right, you left your first marriage
Yeah.
because you knew instinctively that there was more. You didn't want to settle, right? Yeah. You had two little boys, and you moved to another town, and it was a big change. It wasn't just leaving a marriage. It was leaving your home. It was moving into a new place, taking the kids with you. Yeah. Yeah. How did you overcome that? How were you able to get to where you're at now?
You know, it's interesting. There's a couple of things I would say. My sister, so probably talking through things with somebody that, you know, I trusted and that knew more for me also. So she saw things in me that maybe I didn't see.
Mm-hmm.
And then also I would say just um, knowing myself that, um, you know, I don't know what it was. There was like a spirit in me that I wanted to give a chance to. And so, yeah, I would say, you know, both of those two things probably really helped to give me more courage than, you know, just me on the outside would have.
That's beautiful. I'm just writing it down. That's wonderful. That's beautiful, because those are important answers. That's your own inner wisdom. Here's what I want you guys to get, ladies, is that we have inner wisdom. We have answers and solutions to the current situation we're in. The answers are already in us because we've experienced other things in our lives that have been similar. And And here's a big distinction between the other things that we've experienced and where we're at now that I think is really important for us to remember. The other mountains we've climbed, oftentimes we climbed them alone, or at least we felt alone. We felt alone. We actually were never really alone, right? We had some inner guidance. We had people around us. You mentioned your sister, Patty. There were people that supported us in climbing that, but it was our struggle, our mountain to climb. Whether it was building our business, whether it was getting into college, whether it was, you know, going on a date, going live on Facebook, that's a mountain to climb sometimes. Whatever it is, right? Right now, what we're experiencing, you know, with the virus and with the changes that are happening in entrepreneurship and businesses, and that things look so different. Yeah. This is not our one mountain to climb. This is a community, worldwide mountain.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we're sharing with other people both the pain and the strength that we need to climb it. You're not alone. You're not alone. Every other event planner is in the same boat. There's no special event planner that's doing some live event next month. Whether it's like Live Nation or, you know, the big top dogs or the little mom and pop, you know, company that rents out chairs, right? We're all in the same boat. We're all in the same ship together. How nice is that? So one of the things you can picture that kind of helps you when you're reflecting and looking back at your life is with this mountain in particular that we're climbing, I want you to picture a bunch of people holding hands together and that we're climbing this together, all holding hands, which helps because it helps build that resiliency part of us, right? It helps build that community part of us. So specifically, here's a quick exercise that will connect us and help us reflect and reassess, you know, where am I at, right? Not just in your business. I want you to think about your life as a whole, because the inner wisdom comes from all your experiences.
Yeah.
All your experiences. The solution right now to figuring out what to do about your business might come from something where you made it through, like what Patty did. She made it through a divorce. There's nothing to do with her business directly, but that inner wisdom came from that. So here's what you do. 1, you write down one mountain you've climbed. 2, you ask yourself, how did I climb it? How did I climb it? What did I do? What did I think? What did I feel? Who helped me? Oftentimes we'll find that there were people that helped me, right?
Yeah.
And then lastly, and most importantly, you describe that person. Who's that version of yourself? So Patty, describe to me the version of you that left a unfaithful, unhappy marriage, took her 2 kids, moved to a whole new town with nothing.
Yeah.
Didn't know.
I just want to say I'm loving all of this.
Thanks, Iris. Thanks. You're next. We'll have to do this again when I can get to your story.
We're doing some soul searching here.
I know.
Yeah, because that's where the answers lie, right? That's where the answers lie. It's in our soul. And we got to dig in deep, ladies, to find the solutions to where we're at now, which is, you know, pivoting, thinking from a new place. Yeah. So Patty, describe her. Describe that version of you. She is what?
She's a badass. No, I'm just kidding.
Okay, what else? I'm writing it down.
Gosh, I would say confident, probably just, you know, excited, maybe. I don't know if that's a good word for it, but like excited.
About you? Mm-hmm.
Yeah, about the world, you know, just whatever is next. So that had to push me as well versus, you know, other things. A little bit vulnerable because, you know, obviously going from one place to the next, it changes you, but that's also for the good, right? And
there's value in vulnerability. There's power in vulnerability.
Yeah. Yes. I would say probably just one last thing would be like, and I don't know if that's the right description, but I had a whole new perspective I didn't go into my next phase of life, blindly. I had learned a lot. And so I was able to really, I think, tap into that and just take steps in a different way that, obviously with a mom now and everything else, but I had wisdom that I was able to use. Yeah.
Yes. You had wisdom because you had experiences now.
Yeah.
Versus when you were 20 and you got married, right? And it was early on.
Yeah.
Yeah. So let me describe you back to yourself. And this is a powerful thing. And when you do it with someone and then they tell you back,
yeah.
you're like, oh,
yeah.
Yeah. So Patty.
Yes.
You are a badass.
Ooh.
Who is confident, excited about the newness, the next phase of your life, right? Who sees power in vulnerability and who takes your wisdom, your knowledge from your experiences and then uses that to further your life. Yeah?
Yeah, that's awesome.
That's absolutely her.
That is you. Iris totally sees it in you. Yes.
Thank you.
That is you. So here's the secret sauce, ladies. Here's what's going to get you through this week during your challenge. And also when you're reflecting, this is really important to reflect on. You have to connect to her, that girl that had enough courage to say, I don't care if it's me and my 2 kids and we're going to sleep on the floor somewhere, we're going to go. I'm not going to live a mediocre life.
Yeah.
That girl lives inside of you. She's just kind of hidden right now because there's so much chaos and drama and fear around us right now, that fear is taking over. And every time we feel the fear come to the forefront, that inner badass girl goes to the back. And so we have to shift her. We have to bring her to the forefront. Yeah. So a powerful exercise everybody can do when you're looking at yourself, when you're looking at your business and you're kind of assessing where you're at in your life. What mountain have I climbed? You probably have climbed many. Most women have. I have yet to meet a woman that hasn't climbed many mountains. What mountain have I climbed? How did I climb it? And who is she? And then the magic is in connecting to her, to that badass, courageous, confident, vulnerable, loving, wise version of you. And for everyone, it's a little different, right? Everyone's badass looks a little different. Connect to her, and then connect to her on a daily basis because she has the answers. She has the solution to any problem. So if you're like, I need to completely change my business, she's got the solution for you. I got to figure out how to pay the rent April 1st or May 1st. She's got the solution. I got to figure out how to work while my kids are running around my house, but I still have to get things done. That badass version of you has the solution. She's the one who's creative, who's loving, who's, she's that best version of you. We just got to bring her to the forefront of our day-to-day life.
That is awesome.
I love it. That is exactly what so many folks in our industry need to hear, because for anyone to just climb that mountain to start their business or to leave their job or to do anything, they have to have some badass in them. They have to have some level of confidence. And like you say, when it gets cloudy, and you kind of can't clearly see that person, you forget that they're there. And then you just have to, mentally move those clouds so that you can see clearly of who you are and why you're doing what you're doing and why you should continue to do it. I love it.
That's so awesome.
Yes. I like to picture, it's just an unveiling. Like it's always there, but it's covered, right? By something, a veil or something. Yeah. And so then it's like, oh yeah, I remember you. and she's always there. She's always alive in you. And when you connect with her, then you feel like, oh, this virus thing, I can reinvent myself. No problem. I have reinvented myself many times in life. I can reinvent myself again. This is just the next mountain to climb. And then I also think it helps to think of all of us climbing together.
Yeah.
All climbing together. So this is the time to create partnership, to create collaboration, to be in community, even if we can't physically be together, be in community like this, where we're in community together. Yeah, I think that's really, that's a powerful way to connect and remind ourselves, because none of this is new. She already exists in us, that inner wisdom. It's just reminding ourselves, oh yeah, there she is. And then bringing her to the forefront and then asking her the questions. So what am I going to do now? If all my events are canceled, right, until September, or next year, what am I going to do? Where can I pivot? What else can I do? That's where the creativity starts to move. That's the next level, right, of asking yourself that next series of questions. What else can I add to my business? Or what can I transform, right? Or what can I reinvent so that I'm still giving and being creative at the same time? Yeah. Good.
That's beautiful. That's a perfect segue to everything that we're going to be focusing on this week. Really, it's that community, it's learning from each other, it's sharing and leaning on each other, but then also being innovative with each other and collaborations and thinking how we can look at this differently. So that we're so excited to do that. And thank you so much. You were amazing. And how can people find you? I know you've got some workshops that you're doing right now. If someone else would like to work with you and get your spirit, how can they find you? What do you offer?
Absolutely. So one is follow me on Instagram at Wendy Amara.
Okay.
You can also look me up on Facebook under Wendy Amara Strategic Life Coach. Or my personal Facebook page, which you can still friend me at, is Wendy Esteves Amara. You can find me there also. Best place to get information, though, is my website. If you go to my website, it's wendyamara.com. So www.wendyamara.com. I do a training called the Future Self Experience, where you get to connect with the future version of you, which is so valuable for all of us, especially right now. The future version of you that's made it through this, that is at a place where she's like, oh, that was such a gift. Those couple of months where I got to stay home and be with the kids, or I got to make dinner every night, or who sees it from a place of like learning the lessons. You know how, Patty, now when you were talking about your divorce, you look back at it and you see it as a gift? The making it through, right? The wisdom learned. Yeah,
absolutely.
There's a version of you, of all of us, that has made it through this COVID-19 stuff, that's alive in us, that is coming from a new perspective, now sees the gifts. So we get to connect with her, and then she gives us insight, which is super exciting. I also run a group program called Inspired Action. So go to my website, find out more information there. You're all welcome to message me. You can direct message me on Facebook if you'd like to know more about working with me and coaching. I do take private clients. I'm always open to doing a free 30-minute session with someone if somebody's really struggling with something. This is the time where we need to have support. We need to have our vibration shifted. We need tons more positivity just to balance out the negativity that's coming to us every day. Yeah. Some of that is the reality that we're in. Some of that is because the news and all that is so negative. So we need, you need to hear 10 positive statements to outweigh one negative statement in your life. Yeah. So find me there. I would love to, and I'd love to support you guys more, and whenever you're doing your next thing. And I love that you're doing this challenge.
Thank you.
Awesome.
We are excited as well.
We will get through, ladies. We will get through.
Will.
Yes.
Thank
Absolutely.
you. Thank you so much. We really appreciate it. And we will check back at, looks like it's either Jenny, or we'll look back at the Facebook group who's on, and one lucky person will actually get a gift from your favorite shop. Can you say it again? It's Shop Chapalindo, I think.
Oh yeah, Shop Chapilinda. Yeah.
Chapilinda, yes. yes.
So
Chapilinda.
I love her.
Yeah.
She does great artisans from Guatemala. My family's from Guatemala, my parents, and so I'm a Chapina. So,
love it. Yes.
Yes.
So we'll be sharing,
it's
part of our gift back to the community as well, is to support another small business. And so we're happy to support your favorite small business. And so one lucky person will get that lovely gift from their shop. So
yay! I love it. Yes, absolutely. Let me know how it goes. Yeah. And any way I can support you guys. You guys are doing great work. Keep your heads up. Keep focusing out. and stay in that find ways to be creative every day.
Yeah.
Every day, find ways to be creative. Yeah.
That's the beautiful message to everybody. So thank you so much once again. And
Thank you.
bye, everyone.
Bye, guys.
Bye.